Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the second episode of Ore ga Suki no wa Imouto dakedo Imouto janai. And last episode, our main character there, he kind of ended up, he tried his best to be a light novel author himself, but kind of having some difficulty with that. But his little sister just succeeded quite easily, but she doesn't want to debut as a light novel author, so she kind of has him do that instead. So now he gets to kind of, experience that through her accomplishments, which I would imagine he'd have some mixed feelings about, but the idea is that he now gets to do his best, and for his sister's sake, because it's an opportunity for her work to succeed and him to also succeed, sort of. So it's kind of a win-win, or depending on how you look at it. But anyway, yeah, let's just get into the next episode. 3, 2, 1, play. That sounds familiar. Just a bit. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. uh, Shinozaki? Suppose so. But yeah, this might be a shocker to some people, but some people just don't seem to like this anime. Weirdly enough, I can't imagine why. It's clearly a very high quality masterpiece in the making. I mean, the opening is kind of mediocre, but oh man, that outfit. Yeah, just I had go double piece, just one of the best characters. Yeah, all joking aside, it's just a bit too trashy for some people, but you know, I enjoy these kind of shows, so. My little sister aims for the greatest heights. Yeah, I'm sure that went well. Yes, popular girl, can I help you? Why are you talking to me? That's more than I did. And that she is quite cute, so it wouldn't have to ask me twice. Let's go. I mean, just look at this from his perspective for a second. This is a pretty shocking development. Yes, always a roof. Oh, oh, okay. She's a fan. I guess not. Well, I mean, supposedly. Don't interrupt her. Because you're a girl. You don't really look like a light novel author. Huh. Sounds like Oh, he has heard of it. Oh, right, yeah, we talked about that last episode. And Ryu Homura. He was a fan of that. Yeah, okay, that's cool for him. Probably should have seen that coming. How so? Well, let's trade autographs. Very weird scenario to be in. I mean, really, dude? She clearly liked your work for some reason. You know, your supposed work. It's pretty cute. I guess it was just that much of a masterpiece, yeah. I mean, it's... I'm sure it happens, just really interesting when it does. uh, I guess your work just can't compete with his masterpiece. I'm sure it was amazing. uh, well, that's mean. Oh, damn. That's pretty excessive. Oh, wow. Okay. We think we need to take a step back here. But, I mean... Oh my god. You're starting to scare me a little bit. Oh my god. Just a bit. Yes, why are you surprised? I mean, sounds like it to me. Okay, this... Well, a very interesting threat. Okay. I mean, this situation would be weird enough as it was, but the fact that he didn't actually write the thing, it's gonna be hard to deal with this. It's easy to remember. It's what I remember. Yeah, I'm gonna call her Mai, so... Well, there you go. Like a stalker, yeah. What are you taking notes on? I really was not ready for this girl. Oh no, big brother, why'd you bring home some strange girl? Is she your girlfriend? Yeah, she's not gonna be happy about that. Mai. Yes, I do. In fact, she's the one that actually wrote the thing. I know, right? They're kind of like opposites, you know? Uh, you know, aside from the porno mags under the bed. I'm not surprised to hear that. Oh, don't take pictures of my collection. And she'd do it too. And funnily enough, in the first episode, I thought the redhead girl would be like one of the more normal people in the show, but I was proven wrong pretty quickly. Not to interrupt or anything. I guess she's gonna hang out here. Yeah, no telling what would happen. Don't tell me you're gonna violate me. Oh god. Saying that from the sister too. I want to read this. I need to read her story. She is dedicated, I'll give her that. Well, you, get moving. I somehow doubt that. I'm sure whatever you're wearing's fine. I mean, there's technically not a crime happening right now. No. Oh my god. I mean, no, keep going. That sounded great. Probably. No, let's not do that. Yeah, we haven't even done any lewd stuff yet. Blacklist. I'm sure you will. Don't come by too often. We have to have, you know, time for the other harem members that will be relevant eventually. I mean, that's a good enough reason, I suppose. What? Please explain to me why you brought a strange woman into our house. Emphasis on strange. Do you? Yes. Pretty good description of what happened. Yeah, more to the point. Could you imagine, you know, my finding out the truth about the author, you know, after she lets you bang her? That'd be hilarious. Just say it. Yeah, you know, reasons. Yes, this is all for research. Yes, that's what it is. Well, yes, material for the dates. I mean, it can be. You mean the right idea. Alright, where's the nearest Love Hotel? Yeah, no inviting my. And also we must hold hands. Of course she's talking to him in the bath. A nice steamy bath. Yeah. Well, yeah. Skinship over a phone? I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, the bath, clearly. I mean, where else? Best editor ever. Well, yes, I mean, clearly. Very, very considered as always, damn. Yeah, you just go wild with this. I disagree. I think she is the best editor anyone could ever ask for. Yeah, what do we wear? I mean, you should consider just going in your underwear. That would probably work pretty well. I think someone's knocking. Unless I was mishearing. Are you just ignoring him? Probably should not have just opened the door like that, but, I mean, it was probably worth it. Are you sorry? I mean, I know I wouldn't be sorry. I'm glad that scene did not end in any screaming or slapping. I would assume so. Yeah, Sky Magic Guardian. I mean, he's one of the more normal people in the show, so if he scares you, I don't know what to say. I've heard of it. Probably shouldn't say that too loud. I'm sure it's fantastic. If only I could read it. Yuka. These are some bold claims, so again, I wish I could read it. Yeah, people are acting like this is the greatest story ever made. I mean, so is everyone else. Oh, I like it. Does that say something generation, I think? What that let's go. I disagree. I think we should go inside. Yeah, just let me through on each one. We need to go in here. Oh, I don't think she was ready for what she walked in on. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. I'm sure he visits here, you know, quite often. Eroge are pretty fun. I mean, he tried to get you to not come in here. And from what I've heard, your light novel's fairly erotic, so... Is that, yeah, double P sensei, I figured. uh, please, just call me Ahegao, please. True, it wouldn't be Lou without the Ahegao part. I would not want to explain that to someone. Oh my god, she's just doing it. Let's not finish that. Let's just say they're a pretty nice thing. That she is. She's also secretly the author of that one light novel. I know, right? Bringing his innocent little sister to an Eroge shop. Yes, that is a great thing to do. uh, you're more than welcome to help me, double piece. Entertaining, erotic, same thing. Way to go, indeed. Things are rising up high right now, yes. I mean, she's extremely top-heavy. Let's do that. Let's do some more research. I don't see any other customers. I'll do just that. Why is it censored? Well, probably because it's a censored version of the anime, but... Well, of course, a lot of them are. I mean, I would have just assumed it was a erotic doujinshi when she said doujinshi, because she's that kind of person. Is that where we draw the line? Yeah, so it's really not that bad. Well, I mean... Oh no, she got it. I'm sure you want to, so... Is it the same thing? I know, right? It's great. Just skimming through all of it. I'm sure it gets much more lewd. I must look at it all. Before she gets too corrupted. I'm sure it does. If only she wasn't blocking so much of the screen. We must preserve what little innocence you have left. Oh. And there she goes. Someone might need a change of clothing right about now. Oh, well then. Is it all from Mai? Of course. Oh, did she text us some nice pictures? Of course she does. Yes, thank you very much for the wonderful experience of the Aeroguest shop. It's a day she'll never forget, I'm sure. I can only imagine the dreams she would have. I bet. What would you do? Just a bit, we're on only episode 2. Then it can't be helped yet. You're talking to yourself. Yeah, you might have to make your move soon or lose them forever. That's right. It's the full package that matters. Well, that was a fun episode. I'm glad we had the return of Ahegao. Even though it really is a hard word to properly pronounce if you're not Japanese. But she doesn't want me to call it double piece because that doesn't get the lewdness across properly. So, yeah. She's pretty great. I wonder if we'll get at least one, you know, normal girl in the show. Probably not, but... I mean, she had some pretty cute underwear. Like, I really like it, actually. And yeah, Ahegao was way too stacked. Just... we need to drop that a couple of cup sizes. But the author of this clearly likes that sort of thing. What about him? I wouldn't call him cool exactly, but... my little sister and I are light novel authors together. Sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah, that was the second episode of Ore ga Suki na no wa Imouto dakedo Imouto janai. And this episode, we met a new character. Well, we technically saw her episode 1, but that was just kind of, you know, introducing her as a character. But this episode, we actually got to learn a bit more about her. Now, what did we learn about her? Well, for one thing, we learned that she's a very, very big fan of the, you know, I can never remember the name of the light novel. I wish it was shorter. But, you know, the main character's light novel. She's a very big fan of it. She bought like 50 copies of it, committed it to memory. Just, it's pretty crazy. And she's also the author of the Magic, what was it called? The Magic Kingdom? No. It's something like that. But the point is, she's the author of a light novel that he's a big fan of. And she thinks he's the author of a light novel she's a big fan of. So both kind of wanted autographs there, which was interesting. And Mai is definitely a little bit on the crazy side of things. Crazy stalkerish type thing. She wanted to go to his place, she wanted to study him, she wanted to learn all about him and his work, and was not willing to take no as an answer, and she basically made threats to ensure his cooperation there. So she's a little bit scary, I'll be honest, but she's also very cute, so we can accept that. She made her way into his home, and did not know he had a little sister, so that came as a bit of a surprise when she, you know, went there. And the little sister was not exactly happy that Oni-chan suddenly brought some very attractive girl into their home, and had some words to say to him, you know, after she left. But yeah, they went up to his room, she just investigated it, first time in a guy's room, which is to be expected. Taking pictures, looking around, all sorts of stuff like that. And then the sister barges in because, you know, she can't have her big brother be alone with a woman in his room. That just, I mean, who knows what might happen there. So she decided to stay in there as well. And this somehow escalated into her just laying down on the bed, wanting him to just completely go after her, and some threatening, calling cops, and it got out of hand pretty quickly, I would say. But eventually, you know, things calmed down and she left, and he had mentioned to her why she showed up and the whole deal with that, and she was not a big fan of any of that, really. Definitely does not want him to go to her house because, as she said, she doesn't want to have a criminal in the family. I don't think that's the main reason, but that's the reason she gave. Now, another thing we had in the episode was the date between the siblings, which her justification for that was, well, I mean, next volume has a date between the siblings, so we should probably do something like that for, you know, research purposes. And he agreed to it, and they did it. And they went to various locations. They got to see people talking, you know, praising her light novel, which I should talk about that, man. There is a lot of praise for that light novel in the show, man. Like, Mai just was praising it over and over and over and over again, like, to the point where it became a little bit ridiculous. Which I can accept that because she's obviously, you know, a huge fan of it. But man, even other people are just like singing his praises like it's the greatest story ever, the greatest love story ever told, you know, greatest story, better love story than Twilight and all that. Which, I mean, maybe it is that good, but, you know, something like this, you know, a little bit of controversial subject matter, you would see some people, you know, complaining about it. Even the people that haven't read it before would still complain about it, so I'm surprised we haven't seen anything like that yet in the story. But anyway, they had fun on their dates. Then they went to an Aeroguess shop, which the big brother didn't want to do that, but she did not take no as an answer. She wanted to go to the Aeroguess shop, but then pretty soon regretted that. But they went there, they saw the wonderful works all around, and discovered paradise. And then Ahegao Double Piece showed up and had a nice little talk with them, eventually showing them a doujinshi she worked on, which the Suzuka had a very interesting reaction to that. Just today she lost quite a bit of innocence, I guess, is the real takeaway. But yeah, oh yeah, also there was a phone call from the editor at some point, just trying to be helpful as usual. It was kind of funny that she mentioned how different he is from like when she talks to him in person in the emails. I mean, the reason for that is because the emails are directed towards the actual author, and whereas the phone calls and personal meetings are with him. So of course there'd be a bit of discrepancy there, but that's just kind of funny nonetheless. But yeah, a lot of characters in the show are just really, you know, over the top. But that's the kind of show this is, so that's not really a problem. Let's see. But yeah, of course, a lot of the shots of the doujinshi were censored. I assume they'll at least be partially uncensored with the Blu-ray release, you know. Which, you know, I was thinking about maybe just holding off on the show until the uncensored version comes out, but, I mean, I don't like the show quite enough to go that far. I'd just rather just watch it now. But, yeah. Yeah, I do like Mai a lot. I really like her character design. She's very cute. She's crazy, but not like in a super over-the-top way. And, I don't know, I she's probably my favorite girl on the show so far, I would say. Just something about her, she's a fun character. But yeah, that's really about it. So next episode, I wonder what's gonna happen, because we clearly have the brother who's still working on his own light novels, like he said as much in this episode. So I wonder what will happen if he actually does come up with a light novel that's good enough to be, like, you know, like, accepted. So, and then how that would work, because they would be very different works, like as if they came from two different authors. So I don't know, that might lead to some complications, really. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, that was the episode. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.